Test, test. There we go. Yeah, all the defaults are somehow set incorrectly, and so I have to reset the mic. Anyway, so sorry about that. Actually had that problem yesterday when I was doing something, and then it was also on, I think, the ZV1 mic by mistake. Anyway, so I had to reset everything to make sure that it was on the good old Blue Yeti. So anyway, how you guys all doing? Happy Monday to everybody. Let's do a quick roll call and then we'll get right into it. So Red Fox Crypto, hey, loved your stream last night. Didn't get a chance to get through the roundtable though today. There was a lot of really good content today. We'll talk a little bit about that too. I'm gonna write that down because I really found a lot of guys that had a lot of good content, and I'll have to look up what their names are. Actually, I'm gonna write one down since I did remember his name. I've mentioned a couple before. The other one though is there's a helium guy. Anyway, we'll get into that later though. All right, let's do a quick roll call. Red Fox Crypto, appreciate you being here. Mike the Miner, Crypto Bedell, MH, Galactus, the consumer of planets, appreciate you being here. Teaspoon, good to see you. Automatic Beats, John Germain, good to see you. Mining Booms, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash, hello to you as well. Keeserzozi Mining, I have no idea if I pronounced that. Hopefully, hey, if you don't like the way your pronunciation is, maybe you'll like mine. Anyway, good to see you. I haven't seen you here before. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Kyle Rosa, good to see you. Kyle Rogers, thank you for being here. Let's see if there S Chang, good to see you here. You always have good questions and I do appreciate that. And the infamous Sunflower Mama is here as well, and on my right hand actually. So good to see her as well. Golden Wolf, good to see you. Slick Nick, good to see you as well. Oh, sorry. Should be formal Slick Nick 87. Can't leave out your last name of 87 there. So anyway, what does ×2 MC mean? I have no idea. Oh, that is, that's a good question. Oh, you know what? I think that means that MC has been a member for 2 months. MC, does that sound about right? That's the only thing I can think of, because usually I think that's usually where the members show up, is on the left. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is not subs. I think that is actually members on that side now. But yeah, I'll have to look to see what I have that set to. Yeah, I got it. Yes. Hey, Teaspoon, thanks. Alrighty, well, let's get into the content. One thing I wanted to show, because you know what we got coming up, coming up real soon. There's a lot of things happening this week. May 3rd is supposed to be when Helium is going to finally make the change to hit 55, I think the number is, where the actual Helium hotspots themselves will no longer be issuing challenges. All the challenges will come from the validators, and this will free up the network from a lot of just things that are weighing it down. And so they should be able to kick the number of challenges up quite a bit, so you're sending out more beacons. Beacons are what generate the witnesses, as well as your own beacons. If you are able to do that twice as many times, theoretically you should be getting twice as much in the way of earnings. So hopefully that will go through. I honestly haven't gotten an update on that, but anyway, that is one of the things that was supposed to happen this week. I'll have to update you guys later on that. May 4th, well, of course, May the 4th be with you. Anyway, but May 5th is the big day. That is when Flux will have an airdrop, or whatever you want to call it. Parallel assets will be issued based upon how much you have in your Zelcore wallet or in your, I guess, there's another place you can actually stake your Flux, and I'm drawing a blank on what it's called, but anyway, something Metro, Coin Metro. If you have it in Coin Metro, you can also qualify for this, but it's going to be about 10% of your Flux will be rewarded. So looking forward to that. And so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go through this one piece, because I needed to get a little bit more Flux in my wallet. I mean, it's not much, but I thought it'd be a cool thing to show on this tonight, and it won't cost me that much, so I'm not really too worried about it. So anyway, before we get into that, I wanted to look at the overall market, and hey, at least we got some green up there. That doesn't suck. So glad to see that. But more importantly, Flux up to $1.52. I mean, that was like $1.33 a day or two ago. So that's significantly higher. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for the price to go up with the actual airdrop coming. But yeah, $1.52 is nice to see. That's for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back down after the airdrop. It's generally the way these things work. You get what you came for, and then you leave, or that's the way some people look at it. So we're definitely going to have a portion of the coin holders that are coming in to get the airdrop, and then we'll leave because they don't really understand Flux and how cool it is. So, but it is definitely nice to see that the economics of a node are now back up to $34.57. So that's cool to see. I unfortunately had an unfortunate incident where it seems that every time my node tries to update, or I'm sorry, every time there's an automatic update, in other words, there's some type of update that the Flux folks decide that they're going to put out, and mine does not recover from that. I don't know why. I go into it, doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it, but I have to basically restart it. So what they suggest, and I'm going to try it one more time with the automatic update, but what they suggest is wait until you get your node, or at least where you're at your node, so that you can control the amount of time that it'll take to update and restart, so that you don't lose out on any earnings by getting shoved to the back of the line, which is what happened to me. So basically I was in line at about 1500. So I was like 7, 8 days along in the round robin. I only had like 2 days left, and boom, I get shoved to the back of the line. So that's one of the drawbacks of running your own node. You're going to run into these issues, but again, part of the fun of mining is running nodes, whatever the technology is learning along the way the best practices for running the node. And in this particular case, best practices, if you're going to run a node from your home, make sure you're around when it updates. Make sure that it happens correctly. So it's no different than a rig. You know, you turn off Windows updates for a reason. You turn off Windows update because it causes the computer to restart. And even if you have everything automatically restart, sometimes things don't always restart the way that they're supposed to. So yeah, it's really no different than that. So I don't know. I'm going to let it go one more time, see what happens, and then change it to manual updates. I fully figure that that's exactly what I'm going to end up doing, but I'm going to try it one more time. But anyway, that's my travails with my node. I do have a Raspberry Pi that I should be getting in about 2 weeks. I do have enough Flux to run a second node. So I am going to try to see if I can run 2 nodes at my house, even though my upload speed is only 41. Technically, I think it's supposed to be 50, 25 for each node, but maybe not. I don't know. I've seen conflicting information on that, so I'm kind of curious to see what will happen. But that'll be in the coming weeks. That isn't happening yet. And I do have a backup plan for where I can run that node. So anyway, alrighty, well, let's get to it. of the swapping of the parallel assets. So when you're in your Zelcore wallet, which by the way, the Flux OS is just in the background. When you get into your Zelcore wallet, you're in the app section, and here you go to Fusion, and you're like, okay, now where? It's not super obvious where you would get your parallel assets, but as with all like Android things, you look at the 3 dots on the right and it'll say what you're trying to do. So this will be actually, if you do own Flux, this will be where you would claim your snapshot. So I haven't gone through that. I'll probably do that next Monday of claiming my snapshot, but that's where you're going to claim the snapshot. But in this case, I am claiming my parallel mining claim. And since here, actually, let me show you this. I'm going to actually move this up a bit because I got to make sure that it doesn't show. In fact, I'm going to move it over here for now and then make sure that I don't move it where, yeah, there we go. Oh, no. Well, I move it to here. Okay. So this happens to be a, I can do that. Okay. So this happens to be like a little application that was written by a teenager for people that have Flux nodes. And these, and when you're getting paid out you're getting paid out partially in Flux, but you're also getting paid out in the parallel assets. So some teenager wrote this little application to run on Web3. So this is running on Flux, the actual website, which is pretty cool, I think. It's a good showing in a very simple way of what it's capable of. So anyway, but you can see here's what I have claimable. Well, considering I'm certainly not going to do Ethereum since it's going to cost me 19 Flux to claim 3.375 and so on with the other ones that are higher, I'm just going to claim my KDA, which is only 1 Flux. So I will go ahead and do that. So let me bring the wallet back up. So then you claim which one, which in this case, it's Flux on Cardano. And then I need to select my mining address. And then it says 3.375 Flux. Reward is 2.375 Flux with 1 Flux fee. And select parallel asset receiving, basically just saying where I'm going to receive it. So I'm just going to receive it where I have my other Flux, which happens to be there. Click preview. And by the way, this is the first time I'm going through this as well. So then it goes through receiving address and such, claim parallel mining, and parallel mining reward claimed. So it will take a while. We can check on this later. Let's actually do show and explore. Let's see how long it takes to come up. It's not associated with an already processed transaction. Well, it was really new, so we'll try refreshing, see if we get a different result. Otherwise, okay, we'll come back to it. But anyway, that's basically, as far as I understand it, that's how you claim it. We'll come back and double check to make sure that in fact it went through. So, and you can see that that's where you will also claim your snapshot. So that's good to know going after May 5th. And I'm not sure exactly the date. The snapshot's on May 5th. I don't know when it becomes claimable. So I have to look at that as far as when that's actually claimable. So 2 other things I wanted to talk about. One, I actually put out a short little video, basically talking about mining. How do you decide what you're going to mine? And we'll talk about a little bit about this and why I plan on mining the certain coins I plan on mining. But before I do that, I'm going to talk about the Ethereum dev call. I know if you've heard a lot of people talk about it. I've talked about it on Saturday Night Live. I talked about it on Rabbit Mining stream as well. But I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask me any questions that you might have after hearing all of this. But let's talk a little bit about it. So yeah, I really believe that the All-Core Devs group has really kind of lost its way. There are certain people that are trying to be marketers. They're not marketers. They're developers. Stop trying to be marketers. That's not your thing. It really isn't. And really, that's what's been so great about Ethereum is it's been relatively pure. Okay, fine. Code is law. They didn't do that, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever that thing happened that split Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. But if you take that out of it, they've been pretty pure as far as, making sure the code is correct and all of that. Well, like I said, they've really gotten away with it right now, away from it. In the fact that, they're letting this little thing about the difficulty bomb that should really be a very, very easy decision, an extremely easy decision. Extend it, period. Extend it. And then if you go to merge, say you extend it out to December, and then you go to merge in September, and then people get mad at you because, well, you led us to believe that it was going to be December. No, they didn't. They just extended the difficulty bomb because they cared about their customers. They cared about the people that are transacting on the network. That's all. Just extend it. The difficulty bomb the idea behind the difficulty bomb at the time wasn't a dumb idea. But because of how much transacts on the Ethereum network now, it's a dumb idea for trying to force developers to go to the merge. I mean, it was a dumb idea in the first place because it doesn't stop them from just extending it whenever they want. I mean, the whole thing is pretty ridiculous. The only thing, and it was not its intended purpose, the only thing the difficulty bomb is good for is for preventing another fork off of Ethereum. That's the only thing that it's really good for. And if somebody really wanted to create a fork of Ethereum, it's not, by their own admission, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. This is not hard coding. Anybody, not anybody, but there's a lot of people that would be capable of diffusing that bomb and continuing on that chain. Now, who would be on that chain? That's a whole nother argument that I'm not going to get into. But the bottom line is just get rid of it. And if you don't want to get rid of it, fine. Once you set the merge date, then bring the difficulty bomb in if you want. But again, the difficulty bomb, when they go to merge, it goes off. That part of the merge is creating a difficulty bomb that is like the hydrogen bomb of all difficulty bombs, which basically they take the entire difficulty from the very beginning to when they actually go to merge and adding all of that difficulty together to say the total difficulty of the network. That is what would be that next block. So, okay. Wife's my director, so let me I should actually give her the ability to change my shot. But anyway, but yeah, it just get rid of the difficulty bomb. It's a distraction. It's an absolute distraction at this point. There's no reason to have it. I don't know. I mean, you heard Micah during the call, and I really respect Micah a lot. He's the one guy on that call that will tell you what he thinks. He will listen to what other people say and say, okay, yeah, I see your point, but doesn't change his opinion. And he doesn't, and he will state what his opinion is. He doesn't say, well, I don't really feel strongly either way. Nope. This is my opinion. This is what I think. That's the way he is. And that's great. I think more people on that call need to be like that, as opposed to, well, this is what I think, but I'm not willing to die on a hill for it. It's just, it's tiresome, very tiresome. So there were 4 people on that call that said you should extend it. And I'm sorry, Tim Biko does have the final word. It's not a democracy. It definitely isn't a democracy. You didn't have 4 people saying that we should absolutely not extend it. You had more people saying that you should extend it. But he was saying, no, we don't need to right now. Let's just wait and see. Yeah, that's what's going to get him into trouble. Because by their own admission, the difficulty bomb is subject to a lot of different factors. So it can, I mean, you've seen on some of these where you can see it adjusts. Like you have like these saw blades as it goes down. And that's because it has adjustments along the way. So it's very, very difficult for them to predict exactly where it's going to be at any given time. But in 2 weeks, they really need to make a decision, because I don't think anybody wants, I mean, why would anybody want a longer block time? They're like, it doesn't really have much of an effect. Okay, well, your prices go up by 10%. How do you feel? It doesn't really have much of an effect. I don't know about you, but that makes a difference. Well, right now we're at 3 to 4% longer block times. In 2 weeks, yeah, we're going to be at that 10%. We're going to be at that 1 to 1.5 seconds, I believe. I could be wrong, but that, looking at the trends that I've seen, we should be pretty close. So anyway, I just think the whole thing is a bunch of hoopla about nothing. It should just be delayed, not because of what miners want, but because it's the right thing to do for their customers. You need to have more blocks. You need to increase capacity, if anything, not decrease capacity. The difficulty bomb is going to decrease capacity of the network. That makes no sense, that the developers don't care that we'll lose a little bit of capacity. Our users are going to pay higher fees as a result. Okay, none of this is good for coin holders at all. And that's what they should care about, not having anything to do with miners. Alrighty. Any questions about that? That's all I have to say about it. Oh, Paul Doherty says, so you're saying I could solo mine a post-merge block? Technically, yes. That would be, I forget who I was talking to, that of course there's that old meme. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, an extremely remote chance, but there is a chance. It's so remote that nobody's worried about it. You're not going to be able to, because again, in that 12-second block, which is what post-merge, they're going to move from a 13-second block to a 12-second block. So yeah, there isn't going to be a lot of time for that to happen. Somebody said, so we should short Ethereum. The thought crossed my mind, actually. I mean, I don't see how anybody in their right mind could see what they were talking about as being positive. It just doesn't make sense. And I wish I would see more people come out and from the user perspective and give an opinion, but I haven't heard anything. So I don't know. I guess I should probably turn on my light because it's starting to get a little dark outside. TPS miner. I want to see the veins in your forehead. Yeah. No, I'm not shilling KDA. Not at all. I'm shilling Flux, if anything. Yeah, I was upset. They had like a tweet saying, who are our biggest shillers? And I didn't make the top 20. Dang it. I didn't even know what was going on. Anyway, I was small time compared to all those other people that were doing it. But anyway, all right, I'm going back up to see what I may have missed. 0 days, 16 hours till payout. Golden Wolf, nice. That is cool. Let's see. Max V, they are not doing bandwidth benchmarks yet. No, they are doing bandwidth benchmarks, but they aren't enforcing the bandwidth benchmarks as far as I understand. So if you actually look in your Flux node benchmarks, you will actually see that they show it there. Mine's 41 megabits per second, 41 and change, obviously not exactly 41, but yeah. And thank you, Veteran Miner. Yes, please smash that like. It appeases the YouTube algorithm gods, so definitely would appreciate that very much. Is Atomic Star even here? I see that volt times amps equals Atomic Star. Alrighty. Rylan said, I was thinking about this earlier. Sunflower Mama should be called Max Amperage. Yeah, max wattage. Yeah, we definitely had those conversations a while back, but everybody wanted to have their own individuality, which I encouraged. Bacon, eggs, and hash. This obviously is helping to pay for the increase in cost, but I was looking for a reason to go to one. I keep saying gigahash or thinking gigahash. Gigabits per second. So 1 gig speed. So I actually did inquire about getting Gigabit Pro, which is 3 gig up and down, but it is expensive as hell. It is what they call full duplex DOCSIS. DOCSIS is your technology that runs on the cable internet. That's DOCSIS, DOCSIS. And there's been many revisions. Well, anyway, this particular version is called full duplex DOCSIS, which enables you to have the same up and down. There is actually some other technology that's supposed to be coming out relatively soon. Not sure how soon they're going to roll it out, but that would also increase upload speed. So I'll probably end up waiting for that, because that 3 gig by 3 gig service, it costs $500 installation. But wait, there's more. $500 setup. There's like 2 different $500 fees, and then it's $300 a month. So that's a little steep. That's definitely a bit steep. So yeah, I will not be doing that. But at least I finally got an answer. It took forever to try to get an answer from Comcast. I actually ended up having to go through Facebook Messenger. Was like the only way I could get an answer from Comcast as to whether or not I was eligible for getting that service, because only certain areas can actually get that service. So, alrighty, let me go down, see what else I might have. Well, actually, let me go up. So it's funny you said that, Red Fox. I said, when we're watching the Allcore devs call, every time somebody says an opinion, but then says, yeah, but I don't really have a strong opinion either way, we should all take a drink. We would all die, because that is said so many times during the call. Anyway, but I love that. Thank you, Red Fox. What you drinking tonight, Red Fox? Inquiring minds want to know. Miguel de Jesus, maybe you did, but thanks for coming anyway. You can always rewind. You have less to catch up on now, since you are here only 30 minutes into the stream. So yes, I was on a rant. All right, so let me see if there were any other Il Damaro Osejas. Am I even close? Anyway, hello from Venezuela. Yes, hello from USA. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. All righty. Mining King. Yes, you are late. All right, you're editing videos. Okay, fair enough. And no, we do not have Fios in our area. The only thing I have is Comcast. Now, we do have AT&T in our town, but unfortunately, because of our wonderful village, they set, because of some agreement they have with Comcast, they set a quota on how much they could roll out, and they met the quota so fast that our area never got anything related to AT&T. even though they had already installed like the boxes and everything. They just hadn't run all the cables yet. So frustrating, very frustrating. Yeah, I suppose Starlink, but I don't think Starlink's going to be all that great shakes from upload. But I haven't looked at it, and I would rather go wired. It's more reliable. I hear there's a Mining King VPS service. Hey, you want to promote your service here? Be my guest. Let's just say Mining King has the appropriate upload speed. He has upload speed for days. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. S. Chang, I got a question about the person who got kicked out of electric program because of the battery system. Do you know if he was trading power? What I know he was doing was he was charging up his batteries at night when the power was low, and then using his batteries during the day. So in essence, yeah, he's trading power. You could say that he's putting it back into the network, but he's not really putting it back into the network. He's putting it into whatever his house is using during the expensive times of the day. They weren't super big batteries, so it didn't take that long to go through them. But yeah, in a sense, he was trading power. But again, that just levels the power requirement for the utility. They should have loved that idea. It's the whole idea of why they like solar, because it levels the spikes in demand. So, hey, Atomic Star, good to see you. Glad you made your trip okay safely. Oh, cool. And is your certification exam? Cool. Love to know how that goes when you do take it. Alrighty. So any other questions about the difficulty bomb, or everybody think it's clear as mud at this point? I'm sure in 2 weeks we'll be talking about it again. Alrighty. I'll take that silence as as enough. No, I cannot start over unboxing. All right, so Fully Electric says, wait, is that bad? Because I am doing that right now. 30 kilowatt hour battery setup. So this particular person was in a program that had variable power, and it was basically a beta at the time. And the people that were running the program at the time thought he was gaming the system. Well, no, he's not gaming the system. He's taking advantage of the system as it is. And they felt like that he was making money off the system. Well, yep, yes, he is. But so what? You're saving money because he's doing that. You're saving a little bit of peak power if you allow him to do that. So anyway, he's not doing it now, but being that it's a more mature technology, there are more people that are on board with what it does and why it's being done, not just that it is being done. I don't think that anybody would have a problem with it now. So anyway, all right. So the last thing I was going to go over, or I am going to go over, is mining, even pre-merge, but when Ethereum isn't the top dog. So yesterday, I was looking at what to mine. And what to mine was telling me that Flux was the most profitable coin. I was like, okay, I'm going to switch over a couple of rigs. I'll switch over my gaming computer to it and, you know, make some Flux before the snapshot. Yeah, I'm all ready to do it. I go back and look 10 minutes later and it's dropped 15 places. I'm like, wait, where the heck did it go? I had to scroll down to see where the profitability went. And why did that happen? Two reasons. One is it doesn't have a lot of hash rate. It doesn't have a lot of hash rate backing it up. It only has like, well, anywhere from like 1.5 to 2.5 mega hash. In fact, let me take a look. Let me switch over to the other screen. And let me do a quick calculate. Current profit. Okay, so Flux is back up a bit, but it has 1.91 mega hash. Now, admittedly, okay, so it's that would be like 1.91 terahash. So because basically you think about it, 70 sols, if you multiply that times a million, you would get 70 mega hash. Well, if you take mega hash and multiply that times a million, you get terahash. So it's basically, and I know it's not a perfect comparison because you probably get a little bit more sols in the number than you can mega hash, but you get the idea. It's in the range. So you'd be like at 1.91 terahash, which isn't that much hash rate in comparison to a petahash of Ethereum. So if a lot of the Ethereum network sees that Flux is now more profitable, you're going to see a movement into Flux, and it doesn't take much. Last night I saw where it got up to like 2.5 mega hash, and that's where it like plummeted it. So the key thing here though is Flux is on NiceHash, and because Flux is on NiceHash, it is going to fluctuate. Its profitability is going to fluctuate a lot. Any coin that is on NiceHash is going to fluctuate a lot. So after Ethereum, there's going to be a lot of chasing your tail if you're on NiceHash, because it's going to be constantly chasing that coin that is the most profitable. And what that's going to lead, in my opinion, may lead to coins that you're never actually going to be mining the most profitable coin because of that. You're never going to be first. And even if you are first, by the time you have mined a few, the difficulty has gotten so much steeper. So we'll have to see what happens there. So in my opinion, let's try to mine something that's not on NiceHash, so we have more of a stable hash rate. Yes, when it gets more profitable, yep, it's going to get more difficult because more people are going to want to mine it. But it isn't going to have that quick a fluctuation. It's going to have to be more manual in making that change, because yes, you could go into MinerStat and actually set your profitability settings, but most people aren't going to do that. So that would be a much smaller percentage of people that would be doing it. So in my opinion, you see these coins up here. You've got Equilibria and you got Conceal, and then Ryo has been up here quite a bit too, although that's interesting. Ryo is down a bit. Where's Ryo? Oh, Ryo, where did you go? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it usually is right there with Conceal and Equilibria. And even Aeon's been up quite a bit. That's another one that isn't NiceHash. But basically, picking a coin that isn't on NiceHash is going to benefit you with much more stable returns. And I'm not saying they're going to be exactly stable. It's certainly not what I'm saying, but you won't have that complete up and down that you're getting as NiceHash is constantly switching as they do the round robin amongst all the coins as they shift hash rate. So something to keep in mind. So if I was going to mine Equilibria, I know very little about Equilibria, but that's okay. Did you when anybody started on NiceHash, did you really know what each of the projects did? No, you just knew you were going to get paid out in Bitcoin. So in this case, you can't use unmineable, because unmineable you can mine ETC, ETHash, Raven, ProgPow, and I think there's one other algorithm you can use, but it's somewhat limited in what you can actually mine. And those are all the same things that are also on NiceHash. So that doesn't really help with that fluctuation. So you want to mine on something, a mining pool where you can get paid out in something else that you want to get paid out. And what that is Zerg Pool. So this has been around for a really, really long time. It doesn't really has more of a grassroots following. I honestly haven't used it. I've used it a little bit. I haven't used it for any significant length of time, but when I did use it, it seemed to work as expected. Didn't have any issues with it. But basically on the left-hand side, it shows all of the algorithms that you can mine. So for instance, if I'm looking at this miner command line generator, let me see if I can blow that up a bit. There we go. So, you know, basically you pick what pool you want. They suggest doing Anycast, that it will pick the best pool for you. You can pick your algorithm. In this case, let's say Kryptonite GPU. And you can also get paid out anything you want. No, not anything, but all things reasonable. And in this particular case, I would pick Flux. And pick Flux. Then you go here and you pick the coin. Although that's interesting, because before, you know, here, let me do this. Oh, no, that is what chooses it. All right, hold on a second. Let me do a refresh real quick. All right, Anycast, Kryptonite GPU, payout for payout in that. This is what will come up. It was just wow, do I have that much of an effect? That hash rate just jumped up. I doubt that. I just think it was getting very close to Ethereum and probably past it in some calculators, and caused some people to switch over to it on certain GPUs that are stronger on Flux. So, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get this wild fluctuation in hash rate. All right. Anyway, so if you wanted to pick Equilibria, Rio, or Conceal, doesn't really matter. We'll pick Equilibria. Name your worker whatever you want. You put your wallet address here for Flux, and then and you could actually do regular, solo, or I'm not sure what party is. I'm not really. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm sure that's I'm sure if you had a bunch of friends with a pool, I'm guessing that's what that means. I'm not sure. Anyway, but most of us are going to mine regular, and then it creates the basically the bat file for you. The only thing you have to fill in is the executable. So it's really that simple. There certainly are some more complicated things. I mean, in this particular case, the C equals defines what coin is getting paid out. The wallet address obviously is the Flux wallet address. So that's kind of the key things here. And then the mine coin is XEQ, which is Equilibria. So that obviously in this particular case, that is what Zerg Pool needs. So this will allow you to get paid out in what you want and allow you to avoid the fluctuations of, say, a NiceHash. So obviously other people are going to be doing this as well. It's not like people won't do this at all, but this is not what I'm talking about here is not a profit switching miner. This is just mining one thing, getting paid out in something else. So anyway, Fully Electric says, I use that pool a lot for CPU mining. Yeah, I honestly haven't heard anybody say a bad word about it. So I think that they are quite good. But like I said, this website, damn, that is a pretty ugly looking website is all I can say. But it does its job. It's easy to understand. Try going into mining pool. What is it? I can't even, mining pool rentals or something like that. That website. Wow. All right, let me see what I might have missed. Sorry, going back up. S. Cheng, I read the electric program contract. I think as long as he consumed those battery power shouldn't be bad, as opposed to sell back to utility. But even if he did sell back to the utility, it really shouldn't matter. I mean, so the way that the solar program works is, and he has solar as well. So the way the solar program works is you can't have, so you generate all these credits, and then once a year, the utility, if there's a credit, zeroes out that credit. They do not want anybody to be generating more electricity than their home needs. That's their stance. I don't necessarily think that's a smart thing to do, but right now that's what the utilities in Illinois are saying. So in his case, if he was generating more electricity back to the network, that's okay. He'd be generating all these credits. And then at the end of the year, if he had all these credits, they would just get zeroed out. So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why that would be an issue. Okay. So Fully Electric says, I am in time of use, 1.5 cents overnight. So I change up overnight and on battery during the day. That's cool. And that's the idea on mine, because I'm not on time of use, like where I know what my power is going to cost at a specific time. Mine is market price driven. So yeah, that's a little bit more difficult for me to put a business case together for saying this is how much money I'm going to save if I tied in batteries. So yeah, that's a little bit of a hard sell for me because of that. Okay, Fully Electric says, are you planning to run a Firo masternode? I am considering it. I have not decided whether or not I'm going to do a masternode yet. I know that good old Red Fox is planning on doing one, and I think that's cool. I'll be looking at his adventures with that with great curiosity. Unboxing Project was looking at some ASIC miners this morning and noticed AXC is a semi-new token, super profitable on Dash Miner, X11 Algo. Oh, I've ever heard of it. Yeah, no, me either. Nope, have not heard of it. Yeah, can't say that I've heard of that. I was like, it's not Avalanche. That's, yeah, no, I have not heard of AXE. The chow, get off my flux. All right, scrolling down here. If you ain't first, you're last. I think you're talking about the mining. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. When I think of mining consistently, try mining the second or third most profitable coin. Because if it's consistently second or third, it will stay the same relatively, and you can be more profitable mining that than always trying to chase your tail and getting the most profitable one. That as soon as everybody else runs to it, drops down increase in difficulty and drops in profitability. Teaspoon Miner. Oh, the unboxing. Let's make a Flux ASIC miner and call it, wait for it, the Flux capacitor. Oh my God, that was so bad. But hey, that's a good dad joke. I will give you that. Oh, teaspoon miner. Great, Scott. Sorry, I'm just sitting here. Were there any other references to Back to the Future? Is it gigawatt or gigawatt? It's gigawatt in my mind. But yeah. All right, Fully Electric. I use that. Oh, you already said that. Just had to go scroll up. Fully Electric also says, I know you recently got your Flux node going, like to know if you are going to run a, oh yeah, I already answered that question. All right. Well, I may cut this one a little bit short tonight. I'm going to try not to continue on longer than an hour because then I tend to babble more than usual. More than usual being the key phrase there. Yeah, unless I'm Christopher Lloyd, then it's gigawatt. You know, I'm curious. Did he know it was gigawatt or did he not know how to say it and they just let him roll with it? I mean, I can't say. They had giga was a measurement. It already existed. Anyway. Anyway. Shooter McGavin. The actual Shooter McGavin's here? That's awesome. Question is, does anybody else know who Shooter McGavin is? I'm sure there are a bunch of people that do. Cheaper way to unwrap ETH from payouts to Polygon. Yeah, honestly, I have not used anything DeFi. I have not gotten any payouts via MetaMask or anything like that. So I don't have a MetaMask wallet. Yeah, that is something I have not delved into at all. And certainly all the stuff with NFTs does not exactly make me want to be like, yeah, let me get excited about this. I kind of think some of the stuff that goes on in DeFi is a little ridiculous. I was listening to something on the way home where they were talking about plots in the metaverse, like plots of land in the metaverse, that's what they were selling over the weekend. Are you kidding me? Anyway, what people will buy is simply amazing. I saw the new plaid this stream first. Do I get 3 BTC? No, okay, Paul, you just disqualified yourself from the next one whenever it happens. There is no new plaid. Every time you guys do that makes me think, I guess it needs to wait longer until somebody doesn't say anything. And then when somebody says something, when it actually happens, then I will not be giving away 3 BTC, but maybe something small. DJ Mines, Max, when's the next video? That's a good question. I want to, and I forgot to start the recording of this. I'll have to just download it from YouTube. My goal to start getting content out there is to start breaking up my live streams. And that's the first goal, is to break up my Monday night. I generally have like certain topics that I talk about, and I can edit that into a decent video. So that's what I want to start doing. And just have to find the time. I was starting to get the time with work, had 2 team leads in place. And then like literally like a week after that happened, they decided to lend out my team lead to another location. So now I'm back to being a team lead and doing 2 jobs again. And now I find out my boss is going to be gone next week, or going to be gone a few days this week and next week. So yeah, it's a little frustrating because I can't do my job properly when I'm trying to do somebody else's job. And so, which means we can't get our location the way I want to have it, because you have to be so focused on what's going on at that moment. I'm in logistics. So anyway, but yeah, I'm hoping that will change as we start heading into slow season. So we shall see. But I may just have to find, where there's a will, there's a way. I may just have to start making sure I just do it, like kind of like I did at the end of December. I found a way. So anyway, so that is my goal, is to start breaking up this live stream. The next goal after that is to break up the Saturday Night live stream and start putting that out on my my channel as well. And then after that, start putting out some content that may be separate. I know one of the projects I have is still that Flux node installation. So I'm about 2/3 of the way through editing all the footage, and then I got to put a beginning and an end on it. That's pretty much it. So that's going to be the first thing I put out, which is probably going to be about 35, 40 minutes would be my guess. Something on that range. I'm through 2/3 of the footage, which was like 2.5 to 3 hours of footage. Believe me, the actual install took longer than that. I ran into some issues. The instructions that were given didn't completely match. Had to find other people that ran into the same problem. They found a solution, so I used that and it worked and all that. So I go over that in the video. So anyway, but that will be the next video. Also have the idea of I did buy a whole bunch of stuff to change out fans on my one of my 5700 XTs. So, and then repad those as well while I'm at it. So, and gee, imagine that. It's a gigabyte 5700 XT that needs, wait for it, new fans. I'm sure you guys are shocked. Gigabyte GPU that needs new fans. Anyway, yeah, unboxing project. Yeah, I need a video editor. I can't concentrate to get it done. Any volunteers? Yeah, there actually was, there's a guy on YouTube. I'm drawing a blank as to what his name was, but he actually was like editvideo.io or something like that. I looked up the price. It ain't cheap. Like 10 videos was like $600 a month. If you did 10 videos a month, it's like $600 a month. If you did 22 videos, it was $1,000. So yeah, it isn't cheap, but at the same time, if you're getting paid enough and you're just struggling with getting more content, and you know the content is going to drive more revenue that would pay for that, hey, then that's a... Oh, man, I need a producer, director. All right. I got a new subscriber. Oh, excellent. Well, thank you to whoever that was a new subscriber. I very much appreciate it. Okay. So sorry, I lost my place. Did anyone ask about helium yet? I talked about it very little at the beginning, but yeah, on May 3rd, it's supposed to, last time I had checked, it's supposed to implement HIP 55, which should increase profitability. It increase and decrease at the same time. You will not get paid out for any challenges, but there will be more beacons and therefore more witnessing. So your income from beacons and witnessing should go up at that point. So yeah, that's going to be good news. I'm waiting to hear that. I've noticed that mine has picked up recently as far as profitability. I don't know if they've made any changes to the network in preparation for it, but definitely happy to see that. So I have 2 and hopefully to get a 3rd in rolled out. So 3 different locations, and looking forward to seeing what they can all do. I picked the locations. Well, I checked out these locations and they looked like they'd be really good. Only problem is they're ranches, so I can't get the antenna up really high while still keeping it inside the house. So we'll have to see how that works. All right, so let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Slick Nick. You are very welcome. You eat pieces of for breakfast? What? All right. First time catching you live, man. Keep up the good content. Currently 3 a.m. Well, thank you, Malcolm. Very much appreciated. Oh, Malcolm, if you were the one that subscribed, thank you. Well, whoever subscribed, thank you. If it's you, Malcolm, then extra thank you. Unboxed at Fiverr got very expensive post 2020. Pre 2020, you get a decent video editor for like $5 per video. Well, I mean, think about how much time. Oh, that's your sister. I'll have to call her later. Anyway, That's my third helium miner location. She's asking for instructions on how to set it up. So I'll call her back a little bit later. So yeah, I mean, think about it, $5 for a video. You're doing a 10-minute video. That's kind of a little outrageous to be paying that little for it with the amount of time it takes. So I can see why it's not $5 anymore. But yeah, it's to get good results, got to pay for it. Get what you pay for. Yeah, well, my editor is a little distracted right now, so maybe in a couple of weeks she might be more interested in helping me edit videos. But anyway. Alrighty. Unboxing Project says, will Elon put an HNT miner in orbit? I doubt it. That would be awesome though if he started talking about HNT, because it would really drive up the HNT price. That would be cool. But yeah, he's all in on Doge. The unboxing project, that pieces of blank was from Shooter. Oh, Happy. Oh yeah. Got it. Yes, Happy Gilmore. Sorry, I wasn't catching the reference. That's why I was confused. But yeah, now I get it. Sorry, just thinking of trying to keep it family friendly and just thinking about the checkers. Anyway, that guy. $5 video editing is a fortune in a third world country. Yeah, I know, but not a fortune, but still, it's still good money in a third world country. I get that. Galo Salame, thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. And anybody else that I may have missed. Well, good. I'm glad you think it'll be a breeze. Wow, man, that'd be awesome. She could pay her rent in editing. That sounds like a really good trade. A really good trade. You see family negotiation. You never thought you'd see family negotiation on my live stream. There you go. Yes, exactly. They need to raise their prices. Yeah, they're not charging $5 anymore. All right. Oh, my daughter knows how to make one thing, fajitas. So she was going to pay us in fajitas once a week. Anyway, alrighty. Well, a couple of things I wanted to mention, and then I will let you all go. So talking about different YouTubers, let me go back. Well, here, let me find them first. YouTube. So the first one is Chris Bagnell. He does a lot of great content on HNT. And let me switch over. So this guy, Chris Bagnell, as you can see, I'm subscribed. It's got about 5,000 subscribers. That's a crime. Like I said, he puts out really, really good helium content. If you have any curiosity about helium, he's definitely a good source. Definitely a good source. Now let me switch back so that I can do a different search. You guys I don't dox myself on my search. The other one, what was his name? Let me do helium and see if I can find what he was. Let me look at my subscriptions. He had a video this morning. Where is it? I know it's here. Where is it? Oh, by the YouTube guy that I follow is Michael Fire Jr. He's very good as well. Oh, I didn't even realize that Hobbyist had another Meet the Miner with Yeti. So check that out, everybody. I know I will be. Have to queue that up for my ride to work tomorrow. I must be looking too far into the future. Where is it? I know he had a video this morning. and I'm subscribed to him, so it should be showing up. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, Network Bits. That's the guy's name. So he has a lot of great content as well. Let me pull up his channel. Network Bits. Again, he has about 5,000 subscribers. Funny how everybody I'm following has about 5,000 subscribers. So he has some great content as well. Very dry, but very kind of like a newscaster, I guess is the way I would put it. So usually gets to the point. Today's video that I saw was a little bit long. I don't want to say ranty, but it was giving more of his opinion as opposed to kind of just news, which is what he generally does. So anyway, definitely trying to get caught up on what's going on with HNT is also a great source for helium news. And then the other one, and this one I thought was really great today, was my man Andy. Come on, where is he? Now you're seeing everything I am subscribed to. There he is, your friend Andy. And today was top 5 crypto moves. Honestly, not really any surprises, but I was surprised that he was recommending for people to get into mining at this point because GPU prices have come down. And he did mention in there that it's probably the GPU prices are probably going to fall more, but as he put it, being that we have no idea when the merge is going to be, it still may not be a bad time to get into mining. He's not wrong. I just think it's dangerous to be recommending that. But other than that, I thought he had a lot of great ideas in what is going on. And by the way, this video of "Are nodes dead?" his point isn't saying that nodes are dead. He's just pointing out some things that are going on with nodes. He still is a firm believer in nodes. In fact, one of the node projects I'm going to be looking at, and he's a big proponent of, is Presearch. So I want to take a look at that and see what's involved with that and how hard it would be to actually get into it. Sounds like it doesn't take much of an investment in order to get into it, and it has a really good return. And there's some other things he talks about in this video, but some really great ideas. And then the other one is Max Maher also has some really good ideas as far as passive income ideas. So anyway, I'll answer a few more questions and then I will let you all enjoy the rest of your night. Fully Electric says, are you keeping up with the Intel ASIC? I haven't seen any news in it so recently. So, I mean, I generally try to keep up with tech news. So if I saw something, or I'm hoping if there was a news story that I would see it, but I haven't heard anything recently. So can't really say I know of anything going on. Yeah, he made a ton of stuff off his Flux nodes. Yes, he got in early on a lot of different projects. So obviously being an influencer, you have people that come knocking on your door saying, hey, come look at my project. Come look at my project. So you get some benefits, no question. I mean, it's really no different than, you know, say a Red Panda or Vosk or, you know, anybody else that's getting product to review. You know, it's the same type of thing. And in that case, it's actual cryptocurrency or the opportunity to get in that, you know, you're going to, you know, make money because you're one of the first ones in. So yeah, you pay influencers to try to get other people into the project. He does always talk about the good with the bad. So I don't feel like he's shilling, but he also is very honest about it's a wait and see what his experience has been. Not saying that that's necessarily what the future is going to hold, but why, and then what he's doing. So definitely like, watching his videos. I think he's got some great content. When crypto moons, is your Lambo going to be wrapped in flannel? Well, you see, so I've got, are arthritis of the hip, there ain't no way I'm getting in and out of a Lambo. until Lamborghini makes a like an SUV, something that sits up higher. Yeah, I'm not getting a Lambo. Now, BMW or Mercedes, sure, that would be cool. Get one painted to be flannel. Yeah, absolutely. That would look sick. That would look absolutely sick. A plaid, get a plaid paint job. That'd be awesome. It'd have to be the right colors though. It'd have to be really like just loud, absolutely loud. Anyway, Lambo makes an SUV. I had no idea. All righty. Lambo will be mine. I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, right. Yeah, you mean in your like 3-mile drive to work? Please. So Fully Electric says, how big is your GPU farm? All GPU, any ASIC? No, I do. Mine is all CPU and GPU. I do have 2 CPU miners. One that's dedicated CPU miner. It's a 5950X. And then I have my main PC that I also mine on my 5600X. So I got that going for CPU, and then everything else is GPU. I've got 4 rigs, and then I've got 3 computers. Soon to be 4 in the house, also mining. So yeah. So it would get the garage. Yeah, I know. I knew what you were saying. Lamborghini Urus. All right, sure. I'm game. We'll look it up. And now I'm probably going to get all kinds of. Yeah, like it wasn't listening to me. Oh, that looks pretty cool. That does look cool. That would look sick in plaid. Blue and black plaid. Or either that or you just go like a purple and black. That would be cool too. But anyway, so what does this thing run? I don't mean gas. I mean like, I wonder how much it is. I'm sure it's expensive, probably $250,000 or something. Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, if you have to ask, it's too much. Yeah. It's got a V12. Okay, so it's got really good gas mileage. Okay, Spec, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Fudweiser is here. Sorry, I have to do it like Rabid Mining, but I don't have the effects. Fudweiser. How's that? Anyway. Alrighty, guys, I am going to call it a night. I gotta get up. Yeah, Galo Salami. When pink flannel? I have a pink flannel. I wore it, I don't know, probably a month and a half ago, something like that. So maybe I'll pull it out for next week. All depends on what the temperature is. It's been cold. It's been a cold spring. Had very few warm periods. I mean, we all know that yes, you're gonna have night freezes and that type of thing, but yeah, it's been a cold spring in the Chicago area. I know that my solar generation for January, February, and March was the highest of the 3 years, and then April was the worst of the 3 years. But my solar power generation is still 100 kilowatt hours higher than what it was either of the previous 2 years at this time. So I have hope that this still might be my best year yet. And why that would be interesting is the fact that solar panels lose generation capability, a certain percentage, like 4% a year. So they're always going to be decreasing over time. So anyway, alrighty, guys, I will actually end it this time, but thank you guys all for coming. I really, really appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night.